90 years of borderline series this time. Notoriety is nothing to celebrate. But the frenzy of the 1932 to 1933 Australia-England Ashes series returned. Despite the lack of preparation for the festival, the cricket world is enjoying the excitement of the Ashes once again. That time the battlefield was Australia, this time England. The only difference is this. If not, like last time, the war of words between the two camps has spread beyond the boundaries of the cricketers to the journalists and politicians. The diplomatic relations of the two countries have reached the bottom. 90 years ago, English captain Douglas Jardine used to hard bowlers, Harold Larwood and Bill Bowes, to stop Don Bradman. He put it in his head, the skinny guy on the opposite side should only focus on his body. Jardine's borderline bowling was a sensation all over the world. This time the controversy started with the run out of English wicketkeeper Jonny Bairstow. Last Sunday was the fifth day's play at Lord's. Ben Duckett was the first to be dismissed in the first session. The English opener was dismissed for 83 runs. Bairstow came out to bat. England was looking at the pair of Stokes with him. But after saving his head from Cameron Green's bouncer, Bairstow forgot where the ball was. He was standing out of the crease. Aussie wicketkeeper Alex Carey promptly bowled the ball to break the wicket. Bairstow was run out. Since then, the two camps have been heated. The English Prime Minister stands next to the England team. He was countered by Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. Two countries are blooming. Australia and England will play the third test at Headingley from 6th July. Whether the heat of Lord's spreads there or not, the eyes of the cricket world will be on that side. After the match, English captain Ben Stokes said, "I am not willing to win the match that way. It was out, no doubt about it. But if I were the captain of the Australian team, I would have put more pressure on the umpire to ask if there is an over or not. But it is against the principles of cricket. I wouldn't do it. It was a match-winning moment for Australia. But I agree to win the match that way?" My answer is no. Australian captain Pat Cummins says the exact opposite. He said, "I think Alex Carey noticed a few balls in advance that Bairstow was leaving the crease again and again. The game did not stop at that point. In other words, there was no dead ball. The ball went to the wicket-keeper and he smashed the wicket. For me, it was completely in accordance with the principles of cricket. Fairly played. Played by the rules. Some may not agree, as many did not want to accept Saturday's catch. I see it that way." England coach Brendan McCullum has punched Australia. McCallum said that their relationship with Australia is not in a very good place now. The Lord's Test has turned up the heat a bit more. McCullum said, "Now I can't think of happy stories sitting with the Australian cricketers. Because they have broken the spirit of cricket in this test. Australia could not have done that if it wanted to. As a result, they may have won the match, but cricket has become smaller in the eyes of the world. He is desperate to return to the series. Wimbledon is going on in London. In the atmosphere of tennis, the Ashes are now just like a tennis match for the English coach. They lost the first 2 sets. The next 3 sets must be won. He has given a message to Stokes to move forward with that aim. I lost the first 2 sets, McCallum said. But we still have 3 sets. If we win the next 3 tests, we will win the Ashes. For now, that is our aim." What does the law say? Bairstow was out as per Article 0.1.2 of the ICC rules, as the umpire had not yet declared the ball dead. The law states, the ball shall be declared dead when the umpire standing at the bowler's end is satisfied that the fielding team and the two batters have assumed that play has stopped. The long room at Lord's is said to be the last word of cricketing tradition. Homeracomras of MCC are lucky enough to sit here and watch the game. The cricketers have to go through the long room to get back to or from the dressing room. Literally civilized at Marylebone Cricket Club, Bradman, Border, Bocott, Brierley were so close to each other that they didn't mind. Don't get Stokes, Smiths yet. But this time it is the second version of Borderline series. Civilized Englishmen could not accept Bairstow's out. Allegedly, when the Australian team was returning through the long room, the English fans started shouting and calling them thieves, cheaters, etc. The Australian cricketers did not pay much attention to it at first. But after climbing the stairs and entering the long room, the problem occurred. A few of the MCC members who were there said something more to the Australian cricketers. Warner and Quasar could not control themselves. They countered. A heated exchange began. Security guards had to come forward to stop the trouble. They tried to control Warner, Quasar. They were taken away from those supporters. MCC said, the long room is a tradition of Lord's. From the morning of the fifth day, the heat of the field spread to the gallery. Unfortunately, some members of the MCC misbehaved with the Australian cricketers. We apologize to the Australian team for that. Action will be taken against those involved in this incident. Creation 99 News Report.